Welcome to this explainer. All right, take a deep breath in. Today, we're shifting gears completely. We are officially stepping out of the dusty academic classroom and right onto the physical training floor. If you're ready to absolutely transform the way you speak English, you're going to want to listen closely. Today, we are mastering the biomechanics of English fluency. So why is it that you understand everything, but the second it's time to speak, you just freeze? You've studied the grammar, you've taken the notes, you've listened silently for literally hours. But then it's your turn to talk, and bam, your brain goes completely blank, your tongue feels heavy, and your lips just freeze up. Well, let me validate that frustration for you right now. It's not because you aren't smart, and it's definitely not because your English is bad. It's simply because your mouth is completely untrained. It's really that simple.
Consider this explainer your structured training manual. We're going to cover 1. The truth about spoken English, 2. The 5-minute mouth gym, 3. Mastering sound clusters, 4. Train brain and mouth together, 5. The smart repetition system, and finally, 6. Break your English silence. Let's get to work.
All right, Section 1, the truth about spoken English, muscles over memory.
Here's our core thesis for today, and it's a total game changer. Reading is knowledge, but speaking is movement. Think about it for a second. In your native language, you've repeated every single sound thousands of times since you were a kid, right? You've built incredibly deep muscle memory. But English? Well, English requires entirely new jaw movements, totally different lip shapes, and unfamiliar tongue placements. You see, you've been training your brain this whole time, but you've been entirely ignoring the physical muscles of your mouth.
It's literally like reading 100 books about push-ups versus actually doing a single push-up. I mean, you can know exactly how a push-up works on paper. You can know the perfect form, but if your chest and arm muscles are weak, you're going to collapse on the floor. It's the exact same with language. Knowing all the English words in the world is practically useless if the muscles in your mouth are too lazy or weak to actually produce those specific sounds smoothly and at speed.
Section 2, the 5-minute mouth gym, your daily physical routine.
Now, like any good fitness coach will tell you, we need a rapid, highly focused routine to build that muscle. Here it is. Step 1, warm up for 1 minute. Loosen that jaw, do some lip rolls, stretch your tongue. Step 2, the mirror technique, also just 1 minute. Look yourself right in the eyes in a mirror and say a simple sentence 5 times. This absolutely kills the fear of judgment. Step 3, shadow speaking for 2 minutes. Listen to a short clip of a native speaker and repeat it exactly. I mean, match their speed, tone, and rhythm perfectly. And finally, step 4, the fluency loop for 1 minute. Take a sentence and drill it slow, then normal, then fast. That's it, 5 minutes total. This is your new daily gym.
Section 3, mastering English sound clusters, the music of speech.
So, what exactly is a sound cluster? It's a group of 3 to 6 words spoken together in one smooth breath, with absolutely no breaks, no stops, and no spaces. Listen, English is not a machine language, guys. You don't just play one note, stop, and play another note. It flows. It flows like music. And what's really fascinating here is that mastering this flow, this musicality, actually hides minor grammar mistakes. It really does.
Let's actually hear the difference. Check this out. Listen to the textbook robot voice. What are you doing? Okay, now here's the fluid spoken cluster. What you doing? The robot says, did you eat? The native speaker says, jeet. The robot says, I do not know. The human says, I don't know. Do you hear that? It's a totally different rhythm. You have to train your mouth to sing those clusters, not just read words off a page.
Moving right along to Section 4, train brain and mouth together, upgrading your mental software.
Now, you can do physical drills all day long, but we also have to tackle the psychological side. Why? Because your mouth literally cannot speak what your brain doesn't believe. To bypass that paralyzing fear of making mistakes, we need a software upgrade. First up, speak with emotion, not just accuracy. Stop stressing over the perfect tense and focus on actual human connection. Second, speak like an actor in a movie role. Try saying a sentence while acting angry or happy or confused. When you act, your brain totally forgets its fear. Third, create mental shortcuts. Connect English sounds directly to emotions and images so you finally stop translating from your native language in your head. And lastly, combine emotion, voice, and full body movement. Stand up. Use your hands. This builds a fearless, undeniable physical presence.
I really want you to take this to heart. Stop being the shy student and start being the expressive speaker. People remember your energy,
They remember your emotion and your confidence. I promise you, they do not remember whether you use the present perfect tense flawlessly. So claim your voice, step into the light, and speak with real power.
Which brings us to Section 5, the Smart Repetition System. Repeat to become.
Now, I need to issue a quick warning here. If you just repeat the same phrase flatly over and over like a robot, you're only going to build tension and boredom, not fluency. We need to use the speak like a human method. Here's your 5-stage drill for a single daily sentence. First, slow clarity. Say it 3 times slowly to really build that physical muscle form. Second, flow. Say it 5 times smoothly to build that natural conversational rhythm. Third, emotion. Say it with 3 different feelings to take true emotional ownership of the words. Fourth, fast pressure. Do 5 rapid reps to train your reaction time under pressure. And fifth, real-world context. Imagine 3 real situations, like freezing up in a job interview or having a totally awkward moment, and say it. This layers clarity, flow, emotion, speed, and real-life context into one single, incredibly powerful sentence.
Burn this mantra right into your mind, guys. I don't repeat to remember, I repeat to become. This invisible, behind-the-scenes repetition, the kind you do in front of your mirror, in the shower, when absolutely no one is watching, this right here is the secret bridge between silence and lifelong fluency.
And now we arrive at our final section. Section 6, Break Your English Silence, the final choice.
It is time to strip away all the excuses. We've covered the muscles, the music, the mind, and the method. Now it comes down strictly to your daily action. You really have 2 paths here. You can be the passive learner, someone who just collects grammar rules, watches hours of explainers silently, and frankly, just stays stuck, missing out on job interviews, losing out on connections. Or you can choose to be the fluent speaker, someone who consumes less, chooses 1 sentence, repeats it 5 ways, and physically trains in that mirror every single day. Let's be real, passive consumption leads to lost opportunities, but active physical training, that transforms your life entirely.
Fluency is a decision. It's waking up and saying, I will train my mouth every day no matter how I feel. Because fluency isn't about some natural-born talent, it isn't about your IQ, and it sure as heck isn't about needing to live in an English-speaking country. It is entirely about doing the awkward private practice when no one else is watching. It's about deciding once and for all that you are going to show up and do the work.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final, vital question. Are you going to close this explainer and just go back to watching silently, or will you actually start training your voice today? The choice is completely yours. Stop being silent,